Hey everyone, it's Alison Solon with Stamp Crazy with Alison. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Westminster, British Columbia, which is on the west coast of Canada. So welcome if this is your first time with me. I see that my hair is staticky. I think there's something going on with the weather. All right, I'm just going to make sure that I am broadcasting with audio because, it'd be good if you could hear me. Let's just see here. Good morning, Keisha. Oh my gosh, you're so fast. Sure. And you can hear me, so that's awesome. So let me put that in my stand so I can see all the comments. And I'm going to go over here and then we'll get talking about what we're going to do today. All righty. Boy, my computer's slow today. How you doing? Hi, Mo. Hi, Lori from Ohio. All right, let's get there. That should be good. Got everybody. Thanks for coming, you guys. We're going to be playing with, let me show you. We're going to be playing with the Regency Park Suite. Have you guys got these products? They're fantastic. They're stamps. Good morning, Elaine. There's stamps and dies and a punch and a whole bunch of other coordinating products. I love when things coordinate. Hi, Mern. How are you? Good morning. Gosh, you guys are fast today. Zip, zip, zip. Well, it was a beautiful, I think it was some crazy thing like 19 degrees yesterday, which for my American viewers is about, what is that? I got to add it together. 20, 40, like 70 degrees. It was beautiful. We were out without coats or anything yesterday. So I thought, well, after I do my live today and after I do my meeting with my team today, I'm going to go to the beach and walk along the beach. But I see it's a little chillier today. So we'll see. Hope so. Fingers crossed. Hope it's nice where you are. Good morning, Diane. It is a beautiful suite, Lori. I love it. And this is actually the first time I've used it on a live. So we're going to have some fun. Okay, well, there's so many people popping on. We might as well get started. Okay, so let's talk about the Regency Park Suite. Okay, so it's on page 30 and 31. Oh, actually, it's on page 30, 31, 32, 33 of the January to April 2023 mini catalog. And it's so pretty. We've got a whole bunch of products. Let me show you what is included in the suite. Now, you can buy them a la carte, which means you don't have to buy them all, right? You can pick and choose. So here's one of the bundles that's included. This has got two bundles. This one's Sentimental Park dies and the Petal Park. Is that how it works? I always have to, nope, that's not what goes. The dies go with this. Here's what Stampin' Up's done. I love this. They used to not name the dies and the stamps the same. So you'd know the name of the stamp set and then you'd be racking your brain trying to figure out what's the name of the dies. Okay, so now they name them the same thing. Sentimental Park stamp set, Sentimental Park dies. So much easier to figure out. So here's what the dies look like. They're really pretty. We've got some really nice frames and we've got elements here that cut out some of the stamps. You can stamp and cut them out, which is really cool. Okay, so that's one of the bundles. And when you buy a bundle, you get 10% off, right? So then we've also got the Petal Park stamp set. That's part of the bundle. I mean, it's a bundle. Sorry. Here's the punch. So our punch is going to punch out these flowers. They're two steps, so you can stamp one image and then the other image in a different color if you want, which is really cool. Then we've also got some other things that go with it. We've got this fantastic cane weave 3D embossing folder, and I want to show you what it looks like when it's cut out. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. I love that. So beautiful. We've got that, and we've got some ribbon that I haven't even opened yet. We better open that ribbon and have a look at it. Hardest thing is tying bows and opening new ribbon. Do you guys find that? Oh man, they've got this protection, which is great. So your ribbon doesn't get dirty, but trying to get into it is harder than, I don't know, breaking into Fort Knox, I think. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that, guys. Could have had that done. There you go. Okay, so this is really pretty. Look at this. It's got a shimmer to it. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's a Night of Navy, and we've got it's like a very soft open weave between the two satin edges, I would say. Really, really pretty. Hi, Donna. How are you? Nice to see you. We've also got these fun adhesive backed milky dots. Those are fun. And then I always love the DSP, and I love DSP that's cut to 6x6. What about you guys? I guess if you're scrapbookers, you prefer the 12x12, but I love the 6x6. So you get 48 sheets. You get 4 of each design. Yeah, there we go. And I love the colors. What have we got here? We got Balmy Blue. We've got Calypso Coral. We've got Night and Navy. Oh, Shaded Spruce is in there. Pale Papaya, I think. I don't know if it's listed as one of the colors, but I like the Pale Papaya with it. Petal Pink, I think, goes with it. So that's one side. Look at all those designs. Aren't they pretty? And then, of course, we can flip it over. And we've got more, not as busy, I guess, less busy designs. So pretty. Okay, so lots of colors there for you guys to use. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling well. Good. That was to Donna. Okay, well, let's get started on our project. I have got some things already cut. Got my favorite, well, one of my favorite blues. I prefer this over Pool Party. I don't know about you guys. This is the Balmy Blue, and I've cut it to 8.5 by 5.5. We've scored it at 4 1/4, and just going to give that a nice little crease. Okay, so that's our base card. And on that, I'm going to glue some Designer Series paper. So I chose this pattern from the designer paper, which is called Regency Park Designer Series paper. That's the other side, and I want to use this side. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that on. Oh boy. Made this card yesterday, and I thought, I hope I remember all the steps to it. So fingers crossed, everybody. You know what I'm like. You guys put up with me, which I appreciate. We get there eventually, right? Okay, so I'm just going to glue that on. Ooh, I got sticky fingers all of a sudden, which I normally don't have. Now, I want to actually cut an opening in my card. So I grabbed the stitched rectangles. Do you guys have these dies? They're fantastic. There's so many rectangles that shapes that you can cut out. I'm just looking. Oh, here we are. And what I'm going to do is I want to just hold this in place. So I'm just taking a Post-it note. Now you can use, the removable tape. But I found that when I used the removable tape and I ran it through, what ended up happening was the embossing machine pressed it so hard that it was hard to get the tape off. I think it just sort of became part of the project. So I just ripped that in half. So I've got my sticky part up here. Oh, I want to just make sure I got this where I want it. That would help. I want it centered. Okay. There we go. And there we go. Now we're going to have to use our regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, so let me show you the layers here, or the sandwich. We've got plate number 1, which is our big platform. Then we've got number 2, which is the die cut, whenever you're doing die cutting. And then we've got a clear plate number 3. Then we've got our paper and our die that we're putting through. And then we've got another clear plate on top. Okay, so I'm just going to run that through. I've got my machine sitting right here beside me. You can hear it. I'm just going to run it through. It's a bit thick, right? So you can hear the bang, 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 bang. That's okay. You're not breaking anything or hurting anything. So it's all good. And you can see, I always check to make sure that it's cut through, okay? Because sometimes it doesn't want to. So yeah, we're good. Okay, or it just needs an extra little run through, an extra little helper. And I see the Post-it notes allow it to just come out. So now we've got a nice opening. So I can remove these, use those again. And we've got this piece here. Now we're going to keep this piece because we are going to use it. Good morning, Jacqueline. How are you? I love the stitch triangles too. So pretty. Okay. So let's set that aside for a sec and let's grab some other pieces here. No particular order. Just going to grab all the other little bits that I need. Let's see here. So let's start with this. This is Pale Papaya. This is one of the in colors that is slated to be retired when the new catalog comes out. If this is a color that you love, I would recommend that you order any colors that you love from that. Let me grab my catalog because I want to remind you of the colors that may be going. Now, you never know. Stampin' Up! Sometimes keeps things, but I would assume that they're not. So we've got Polished Pink, Pale Papaya, Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, and Fresh Freesia. I love Polished Pink. I really do. So if those are colors that you just think, oh my gosh, I want those, buy some extra cardstock. Make sure you have a refill for your ink pad because they sell out right away. Those are the first things to go. At least I find they are. All right, so now we're going to cut out a scallop. Now that's from, let me get me the right name here. That is from the Scalloped Contours dies, which are super. Look at this. You got different sizes of scallops, and they're different designs. So it's not like they nest inside of each other, but they're very different designs on the outside, which I really love. So I've taken this one, which is the third. Well, let's see. It's if you're counting from the smallest outwards, it would be the third one. Okay. And I'm just going to cut that out. I'm changing the colors up of the one that I made from yesterday. I'll show you the one when I'm done, the different colors, and you can decide which ones you like and which ones you want to go for. I was just playing around and I thought, oh, I like this better. So that's what you end up with. You end up with a scalloped edge, and then you get that stitching on the inside, which is so fantastic. Okay. Now, of course, you could have just used another rectangle. That would be fine too. Okay. Now I've cut a piece of basic white to fit inside here. So I still want to see my stitching. So I believe this is 2. Let me see what this is. It's 2 by 3 1/4. Okay. So that fits nicely inside there. Let's do some stamping. I'm going to take my stamp. Let me show you what it looks like because these are photopolymers, so they're kind of hard to see. Hi, Nancy. Good morning. I'm using this one here. So it's sort of that open flower image, okay? And I'm going to use it with Balmy Blue. So let's ink that up. And I'm just going to stamp on either corner here. Move that up. Just want to add a little bit of interest. Is that cute? And then I'm going to grab a word. So I'm going to grab thanks. So all of the stamps I think that I'm using today are from the Sentimental Park. Okay. So let's grab Night and Navy because that's one of the colors that's in that designer series paper that I picked. I don't know if you can see, but the outline of the leaves here and the flowers, that's actually Night and Navy. So let's tie that into the card. Ink that up. And I always send thank you cards, so I can never have too many thanks cards. There we go. Don't you love that font? I love that font. And I like when they've got one font, like this is like a script, right? And then this is just regular, like, I don't know, I don't want to say typewritten, but you know what I mean. So you can, thinking of you, let's celebrate you, right? For your anniversary. This set works for so many occasions. Okay, so that's what we've got, and we're going to glue it to our Pale Papaya scallop here. My favorite glue is the liquid glue. I know not everybody loves liquid glue, but it's my thing. Did I tell you guys this already? I was cleaning up my office. I was doing some reorganization, right? So last week, remember, oh my gosh, last week I didn't know where anything was because I organized myself into chaos, really. Anyway, I was looking and I was sorting out stuff and making it pretty in here. And I found, I'm not kidding you guys, 20 bottles of my liquid glue. And I was like, oh, I guess I add it every time I place an order. I think, oh, I got a little bit extra. I'll just order one of them because they're so reasonably priced. Anyway, I've got enough glue to last me a while. I hope. All right. So now I'm going to just grab another piece of basic white. Now let's see what I'm going to do here. I think what I'm going to do is stamp the outside. So this is the two-step that we talk about. Stampin' Up's kind of unique for. I'm going to grab the other stamps. So Petal Park. So you can see here, this is like an outline, and you can just use it by itself. And you can use what I call the inside of the flowers by themselves. But you can combine them together because of the unique feature of a Stampin' Up stamp. So let me show you. I think I'm going to do my outline in Balmy Blue. I'm not sure whether the navy would be too dark, but I'm thinking, putting on my thinking cap. If I do light blue with my pale papaya, might that be too light? I don't know. Let's try it. So balmy. So we're going with the outline of our flower first. Okay, so here we go. And that would be pretty just by itself, wouldn't it? So that's what we've got first. I don't know where that came from, but we can ignore that because we're going to punch it out. Pale papaya is going to be... Keisha, is that a lot of glue? Do you think 20? How long will it take me to go through 20? It'll be interesting to see. I should write the date down. My friend said to me, does it have an expiry date? And luckily it does not. So there we go. All right. Now, what we're going to do is you can see that you can line this up. Isn't this cool? Look at this, you guys. You're going to love this. We can stamp with our pale papaya the inside, and we've got 2 different colors. Love it. Now, we're going to punch this out because the only thing better than dies is I love punches. Do you guys love punches? This will punch out the flowers and the leaves. And the cool thing is it punches them all out at the same time. Now I may have to cut my paper a little bit because you want to, there's tricks that you can do. I'm going to just trim my paper down. Itch. All right. Let's see which way we're going here. Here we go. So you can see, you can line up your actual image. Now what I do is I turn my punch over so I can see what I'm doing, right? Because I am trying to line it up. Then when I get it where I want, then I just let go of the paper and then I hold it in place and I can still move it around a bit just to get it perfect. Okay, there we go. And then just go ahead and punch and they all go flying out. There we go. All right. So there they are. 3 little flowers. I'm going to go back and grab this, and I'm going to use a few of them, 2 of them, I guess, on my actual little focal point here. So grab a dimensional, and I'll stick that on there. And then I'm going to grab a dimensional and stick it on the little guy. Okay, now somebody, well, actually I was going to say somebody remind me when I go to finish the card, but I'm just going to do it now. I'm going to grab the adhesive backed Milky Dots. Love these. And let's go with, I was going to go with this color here, but let's see what a blue looks like. I think blue would be pretty. Let's pop that up, like pop the color. There we go. I think that looks nice. Okay, that pretty? Okay, let's set that aside. Now let's do some other fancy work. She says, where is the other pieces I need? Here we go. So now I've got a piece of basic white, and it is cut to 8. I'm just going to double check because I hate telling you the wrong thing. 8, yeah, by 5 1/4. And we've scored it at 4 inches, so half. And then we've got an extra half here, right? So we're going to score it at 4, and then this piece here is going to be scored at 2 inches in, so that we've got it in half. And we're going to fold it like this. So that's like a valley, and now we've got a mountain. So hopefully you can see what I'm trying to do here. So let's get that nice and scored with our bone folder. I'm going to take another piece of designer series paper. I've cut it to 1 7/8 by 5 1/8. So I just want it to be slightly smaller than that little edge there. Okay, so let's glue that on. Sometimes I go back to, thought I was going to run out of glue, and I was going to be like, oh, I wonder if I have any glue. I'd give it away. I'd send it to people, but it's too expensive to mail. I'd give you all a treat. I can't do that. I'm going to visit my sisters in Toronto next week, and my daughter, and I was looking at I can't even really take it on a carry-on because I'm only allowed so much, under 100 mils or something, right? Okay, so there we go. So that's what we end up with. Now let's stamp something in the inside because we don't want it to be this plain. So again, I'm going to do that 2-step again. So here we go. We've got an outside leaf and an inside leaf. And I'm going to use my favorite green, which is Granny Apple. I hope Granny Apple hangs around for a long time. And I'm going to stamp the outside leaf. I'm just going to stamp it here in the corner. There we go. That's pretty on its own, isn't it? Isn't that nice with the, you've got the nice variegated there, but we're going to add it to the middle. Now, here's what you do. I want to use the exact same color. So you could use a totally different green, but I don't want to do that. But I want a lighter version of it, right? So I'm going to stamp it off once, just on a scrap. Then I'm going to go in and stamp it. So we're now getting the second generation. And I want to show you this, because when I first stamped it, I thought, uh-oh, what's that? It's actually, the stamp is actually cut. Let's see if you can see it here. With there's nothing to be inked on the inside, so you get this really cool look. I love that. Remember that flower that we had left over from our punch? We're going to use that. Boy, my workplace is looking a little messy here. Okay, there we go. And I think we need we're going to need another one of our little milky dots. Get my take a pick. This time I am going to use one of the subtler colors inside. So let me show you what this is going to look like. So that's what we've got. Isn't that cute? Now, let's put the card together. So here's our base, right? So now we're going to put this inside. So let's glue this. Just gluing it like we would normally. I'm going to just fold this so I can line it up easier. It's not hanging open. Okay, that's what we've got. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. And then that piece that we cut out earlier is here. And we're going to make sure we've got it going the right way. We are actually going to now glue this on the inside. And I am sure that there are easier ways to do this, but I can't figure it out. So I'm just going to do it the way I think it should be done, which I'm going to put a little pencil mark on this side. I'm going to turn it over and kind of guesstimate where that pencil mark is. And because we're only wanting to glue half of it. Okay. Want the other half to be free flowing. It does not have to be exact. Okay, so I'm just going to do this, and you're keeping this fold because you're gluing it to the fold, and then I can line up those little things again. And hopefully, because I'm using my white glue, you guys, I can close my card and maneuver this before it dries, which is why, another reason I love my white glue. Okay, so there we go. How about that? And then remember the piece that we had? We're going to glue that down. We already decorated this piece. And we're just going to glue that to the middle of our card. So there's a lot of ways you could make this card that's a little bit easier, right? You don't have to cut it out. You can just put that on the front like that. But I really like the fancy fold. Do you guys like that? So that's the what colors I did today. The colors I did yesterday for my, practice run was this. I used different colors. So this time I've used the Night of Navy in the background. Everything else is pretty much the same. So I'm not sure. What do we like? The left, I'll call it the Pale Papaya or the Night of Navy. Which one do we like best? Oh, thanks, Sharon. I didn't see you pop on there. Thanks for commenting. Hi, Connie from Ohio. I've got someone else from Ohio too. But 2 Ohio stampers. Welcome. Anyway, I don't know. Which one do you like best? Pale Papaya or Night of Navy? Night of Navy is a bit striking. I like them both too, Diane. I can't decide. I like both. Everybody likes both. Papaya for Donna. Okay. And Janet likes them both. I should have done a purple one for you, Janet, but there was no purple paper. Night of Navy. So we got people that like both, right? And we've got some that like the Night of Navy and some that just like the Pale Papaya. So yeah, they're both nice. I mean, I'd be happy with either one. Somebody gave it to me, right? So that's it again. I'll just open them and show you. So we've got a little bit of, yeah, I think they're nice. Love, love, love these stamps. You guys loving the Regency Park? Me too. Love it. All righty, let me come back over here and see you guys. Here I am. Well, that's it for today. Now, what's today? Sunday. I will see you guys on Wednesday, 3 o'clock Pacific time. And then I'm going on holiday to see my daughter. So I will not be live for a week or so. But it's okay. I'll still see you on Wednesday. I like this fancy fold too. And somebody probably knows the name of this fancy fold. I have no idea what it is. We can make something up. Peekaboo, maybe? I think peekaboo's kind of, with a kid, like peekaboo. Oh, that would be good. Let's make up a name. We're going to call it peekaboo. No idea what it's called. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. As always, I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedules to come and just craft along with me for a little bit. And I hope you find some creative time this week. And I'll see you again on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Bye for now.